comedy game design podcast by two guys who know nothing about comedy nor game design. I'm Trevor Scott, and with me, as always, is Ben Slinger.
That was a very low and slow introduction there.
Low and slow in Ben's office again.
Here we are again. Trevor, let's play some click pitch. Some good old
Classic click pitch.
Classic click pitch. This is a game where we each have a random word generator in front of us. And on the count of 3, 2, 1 click, we're each going to get one word.
One word.
Probably a noun.
Well, whatever I've
Maybe
got to
an
settle.
adjective.
I don't know what the fuck I've got to settle.
And we're going to use those words as a jumping off point to riff on a game design that is hopefully fun or funny or
3, 2, 1 classic.
interesting. Monitor. Just
Signal.
monitor and signal. Mine was a noun, but I think we could use it as a verb to monitor the signal of some sort.
Yes. Is this a train or some sort of a roller coaster?
Okay.
Or some sort of fun fair. Like I can imagine, different signals that you've got to monitor within a fun fair, how much vomit is in the is in the fish pond, and just a few different signals around the place.
Is this signal more from a sensor point of view? You've got a vomit sensor outside the.
You've got a piss sensor from scaring the piss out of people in the in the
haunted house.
Haunted house. Like I love this idea.
So it's a Zachtronics game.
Yeah.
Where you've got these incoming signals and you are dispatching staff or firing off automated sequences.
Yeah.
Okay. This is maybe
you got to set up the webhooks and,
No, well, I mean, it essentially would be that of like a signal of some sort coming through with a payload. Like it's down to that level of, you received a signal and here's data that comes with it.
You get to sort of maybe tweak what goes in the payload.
Potentially, or it's just you tweak the systems that respond to that payload, and so it might be, or it could be depending on the type of sensor.
Yeah.
And maybe you start with very basic sensors of just like we detected piss, and it's just true or false, basically. Or like this,
true or false in the haunted house, you detected piss
equals true. Well, no, maybe that's another thing. Maybe the very basic sensors don't even tell you where. Right? You don't even have. It's just piss. It's just there's piss.
And the thing is, you think, well, there's a sensor in the toilet. That's good.
Well, that's it. And so it might be, okay, at this point, I just have to dispatch the piss cleaning robot to everywhere there might be piss or everywhere I've got a piss sensor.
Yeah.
But as you go on, you unlock more accurate.
You didn't realize that there was a sensor in the fish pond. They're literally just swimming in piss right now. It's 99% piss.
Well, no, you don't know yet because you don't have that advanced sensor.
You don't have that advanced sensor. When it comes back and it's like, oh shit, the fish pond. They're all floating upside down. There was no oxygen in the piss.
Yeah, oxygenated piss. That's
no, it was carbonated. Someone put it in a soda stream.
Carbonated piss.
Someone put it in a soda stream.
They were reverse fish. They get the carbon dioxide out of the water.
They were fish plants.
Okay, it's going off the rails, off the roller coaster rails. No, but I do like this idea because I like that. Yeah, you start unlocking more accurate sensors, additional things that come through in that payload of it's not just, yes, there's piss. It's like, now we can combine the piss sensor with a GPS.
And you see where it is.
You
like,
see which sensor
we're not supposed to
off.
have piss on the Mighty Mouse, like that big roller coaster. Like,
yeah, why did we even put a piss sensor on that? I don't know, but
it wasn't on that. It was in one of the carriages, which is a good place to put one of those to make sure that there's no piss.
Yeah, well,
because piss warps wood, and everyone knows that.
And so again, and then it's like, okay, now you're setting up those code paths almost in a blueprintish sort of way, perhaps of like you're actually doing logic stuff of piss received.
Yep.
Dispatch piss cleaning robot.
Yep.
2, and now you've got that object that
location.
you can drag in as a location thing. Like it can.
Now, can you upgrade the sensors like to like the infinite sort of point? Like you can keep on upgrading that piss sensor, and now all of a sudden it like tells you the chemical composition of the piss. Like
potentially, yes. It's like ammonia heavy piss detected.
Oh, it stinks! Like this one literally has asparagus in it. Like they can.
Yeah, we've done a chemical composition. And if you want, you can have some branching logic that if it's asparagus, then also send out
priority,
the particular
the priority goes up.
The priority queue
because
make that a high.
No one wants to go in the piss carriage of the haunted
that's
house.
good actually though. From a systems point of view, I think it is like you'll have a job system, which is often the case for these sorts of simulation games.
Yeah.
Where a particular type of character or whatever can pick up a certain type of job, and that's the job that they'll have. Like you're dispatching jobs. That's what you're doing. That's the output, is dispatching the right types of jobs with enough information.
And making sure that Scruffy the janitor has always got something to do.
He's the sole human like employee left at this park.
And the reason why you can't send him out on any piss jobs is because that's his thing. He loves piss.
And you want him to be miserable?
No, he loves it so much that he doesn't want to clean it up. Yeah.
Moving away
from the first sensor that you get in the game.
From the first sensor, yes.
Moving to the second one.
Here at Piss Park.
Yes.
But no, I think you can do things like sound detection, right? Initially, that's probably somewhat useless. And don't give me that look. Here's someone taking a piss. Yes. Well, what I was going to say is you start bringing in things that, do define the types of sounds.
Shouldn't have put that sensor so close to the other one. They both went off at the same time.
We got a heavy strain, boys. Well, then you can start preempting the piss sensor,
especially if the sound sensor had like the GPS before the piss sensor.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
But what I was going to say is like, you detect the sound of a child crying, then you can send out a mascot or whatever. You can send out an entertainer of some sort. And I think it also gives you the opportunity of, you can view the map of your park and see where the sensors, historically have been pinging. You get heat maps of where they've gone off the most.
We keep on getting lots of crying children outside of the haunted house. Maybe we can put an age restriction on there so that we shut these little fuckers up.
Exactly. This is Scruffy. He's a bit crude.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. And I think that's actually, even just as a systems idea of, that's doing something new with that kind of simulation game, right? Like, where there's a theme park or something else. And I mean, theme park is a classic one from since the actual game theme park. But going all the way through to, Planet Coaster and Roller Coaster Tycoon and that sort of thing. Like, but then having this automation, I'm really picturing now a very Unreal Engine blueprintish type of thing that you've got in there. You're dragging your nodes.
Yeah, and that you can actually go, I want to build this payload up a little bit, and I want obviously the robot needs to know where to go, so I want something from the GPS. It's like,
but that's it, like. And I'm just picturing it can be very strongly typed. So it's like, now in this payload, I literally get like a location struct out and that you can drag that into the destination of the thing. Or you can say, well, I just want it to, regardless of where it came from, I want this one to go to haunted house, and you can just drag haunted house location into the location, Yeah.
And then you can also then be thinking about, okay, I can actually send this to, like, maybe I send it to the controller of the robots and basically let the controller of the robots sort of know their piss, like, here, these are the priorities that we've assigned it. Go assign your robots now, and you can sort of take it to that less abstract level.
Well, I guess that depends on, you could almost be, maybe you code those yourself as well. Like, it might be subsystems that you dispatch it.
So now you don't have to micromanage all your different piss subsystems, you can just send it off to one piss controller, and it can then do all the prioritization. And
it's piss with 3 S's.
It's 3
S's. A piss subsystem, or 4 S's. Piss subsystem.
Yeah. Okay. Piss aside.
No, don't. Anyway.
What else is? You said crying child.
Yeah.
That's good. What else? Oh, you've got a sensor on like how good a quality the oil is in the the frying of the battered sausage on a stick or whatever it is.
Yeah, like the contamination level or the yeah, that sort of thing. How full a garbage can.
Exactly.
Right?
Like I'm thinking of all these different ideas as to how cool that would actually be to go, do I need to upgrade this sensor?
Yeah. Yeah. You spend the money to upgrade a sensor in a garbage can, or
do I want to upgrade, these ones get a lot of traffic, so I'll upgrade these 3, but all these other ones, I just want to know when they're full. Like,
yeah, exactly. Well, and again, then I like from the very much the Unreal Engine blueprint point of view, you can get an array of all your garbage can sensors. And if you want, like, because initially, one of them's full, but I don't have the GPS add-on yet. Okay, for each garbage can, send a robot, like dispatch a job to go and empty it.
Well, maybe you have like a GPS robot that will go out and mark the location of one of these things. So to save a little bit of money, what you've actually done. So the idea being if you can't afford like the GPS sensor for this because they cost a lot of money, you can actually take one of your robots and their whole job is to go around and
they can like check the status of a sensor or something, or
tag which sensor is which.
Right. Yeah.
And basically then you've got a generic sort of thing going that, okay, this location had this sensor last time we checked it. But you got to check it every now and again because sometimes when the robot empties it, they put the wrong one.
They put the wrong one back or something.
Back into the
Yeah, I think you would find some workarounds there for that. Or you just make it that until you've got those, you have to be less efficient. If you want the bins to be emptied, you have to send someone out to empty all the bins, and some of them might already be empty. They just don't do anything when they get there.
Yeah.
But they can't know until they do.
Ooh, and maybe you can, you got like the parade that goes down Main Street, and you go, okay, I'm actually going to change the signals so that they get diverted down away from this rubbish can over here while I'm emptying it. So half the parade is going here, and then we allow it to go forward. So you've actually split the parade a little bit.
Well, that's an interesting thing actually, because maybe you could potentially have them alter the job code essentially as well. Like you have a default empty garbage can job code, which is essentially navigate to garbage can, empty it, put the bin back or whatever it is. But maybe for a particular garbage can or some of them, you want a few extra steps in there, which is find nearest road, block it off, that sort of thing. Then go empty the garbage can, then unblock it.
Because it's a main thoroughfare and it would take too long if you didn't lock it off, sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Or you could add some very location-based stuff in there if any of the bins that are in this area, so you could have basically a pull in that location from the bin that signaled, is it in this, square in this zone? Yes. All right. Well, now we'd go down this code path, which is block this road, empty all the bins in there because we know they get filled up very fast.
Yep.
And it's so much, and we don't want robots going through.
And then while you're there, clean up all the piss stains, because.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
Daycare's in there.
I mean, we just know the daycare. I actually love that. That's piss aside, as you said.
It's got a lot of cool stuff.
I really like that idea for a simulation game that's got that level of. And I know there have been things like that before, but where you're sort of programming your little robots to do simulator stuff. But yeah, from a classic theme park or a theme hospital or a school or whatever, like
Sim Park or Sim Piss,
Sim Piss coming soon from Maxis.
Yep. from the studio that brought you Sim Ant and God, that was a weird fucking game.
Sim Ant.
Yeah.
That was amazing. All right, 3, 2, 1, click.
Extreme
selling. Extreme selling.
Houses. Real estate.
Okay.
So we've got
you're a cunt.
Yes, you're a cunt. I was about to go. I was about to say we have to get AI, working really, really well.
Cunt GPT.
Cunt GPT, exactly. And it's got to literally be the most cuntiness of cunting. Like, so that
I really want to. I don't think it'll do it unless I potentially use that jailbreak that we saw. I wanted to go to ChatGPT and just say, like, write me a real estate description, but be as cunty as possible.
Go on, do
No, it won't. I'll try, but it's not gonna. It doesn't like you to. It doesn't like you to swear. It doesn't like to swear. We did see a jailbreak recently that allowed it to kind of.
At
GPT
capacity.
is at capacity.
Oh, bugger.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Amidst the rush of curious minds, some cunt.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. That's a shame, because I really would have liked to have seen what Cunt GPT could actually talk about there. Because there's just something about, like, real estate agents and the bullshit that they talk about. And then
look, and this is a legitimate use of ChatGPT within a game, I think, is that you could have procedurally generated real estate listings based on the actual specifications of the house being sold and with the prompt that they should act like a cunt.
Yeah. Like, if you haven't seen the Auntie Donna sketch where the the real estate agents and where they finish every single sentence with, and I'm a cunt.
And we've both been dealing with real estate agents in different capacities lately, and we,
yeah, they like to lie.
Relatively accurate. Okay, but what's the game here then? Are you... Is it a game of going through real estate listings? Like, is this finding the right...
I'm now wondering whether you're helping furnish the house for, like, trying to get it to sell.
Right, yeah.
So kind of like a house flipper sort of idea, except it's more around...
Much more focused on, like, the marketing of it and
can
we set this toilet up as
schmick,
the fifth bedroom?
Get it. Can you set the toilet? No, it's the kitchen / laundry / bedroom.
Garage. Yeah.
It's the bedroom with a kitchenette, that, you say is a lovely 3-bedroom house. And it's just because you got curtains up.
I think a more accurate house, because a big part of the house flipper games that I've seen are, they just make that mundane kind of, we're actually like cleaning everything, and then you can buy shit to put in there or whatever, and it ups the value. But
I'm just imagining if you had money to spend to furnish this place to get it looking as schmick as possible, and then you had to take the photo, and you got to choose which photos. And there's a market out there for this sort of stuff. I mean, people play The Sims.
Yeah, for sure. There's a market for it, for sure. I think it does. I think you do want to make it challenging that, like, you want to flip this. You want to maximize your profit.
Have you seen the way that kids treat houses at open houses? Like,
we'll simulate that too.
You simulate the open house, and it's like kids see something, dangling, they're going to pull on it, and smash all the ornaments and make it,
Yeah, so you have to, if you want to make your open house, kids aren't allowed, you can do that, but you're going to limit the market of who's going to come through then. And
you're selling a 5-bedroom house. Yeah. Who the fuck are you going to sell it to but people with kids?
Yeah.
Like,
I do like this. I like ChatGPT writing the things for you. I love the idea of you do some just weird shit in the house, and it takes that and writes a flowery thing of why there is a bathtub in the middle of the kitchen.
And why, to get from the front door into 3 of the bedrooms, you have to go through a shared bathroom.
Yeah.
So if someone's taking a shit, you cannot get to the 3 bedrooms. I have actually seen that on something on like Oz renovations on Reddit.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, what the fuck, dude?
Yep.
Enter to get to not only bedrooms, but also the kitchen and living room. You had to go through this.
Through the bathroom.
Through this bathroom. That had just been built in the middle of the fucking house.
Some people just don't think. All right, I can 3, 2, 1 click on that one.
Yeah.
That was...
Yeah, so GPT.
GPT is... we probably can't call the episode that, but...
No.
We'll get banned from Apple.
Unfortunately.
Fear.
Strike.
Strike fear.
Or
the hearts of
Or
men.
it's a fear strike, as in there's no more fear.
The fear is going on strike.
Yeah. Emotional strike.
Oh, okay. It's like a bit of an inside-out situation.
What would it be like if no one had fear?
I mean, I guess it depends what fear covers.
All phobias, basically.
Is it just phobias, though, or is it even like any desire to keep yourself safe? Like if you think of Inside Out,
Fearless.
it was fear who slowed Riley down so she didn't trip over an extension, a cable. It's sort of self-preservation, not just actually like fear of scary things.
There's something about this I'm liking so far, like a world without fear.
The day that fear disappeared.
And literally
disappeared. That's what the movie's called. Game's called.
Plane crashes all over the place because, the
pilot's just like, hey, watch me do a loop-de-loop.
Well, it was more, normally this is a bit too dangerous to land. It's like, nah, I'm fine.
Yeah, you just have everyone's sort of not necessarily a daredevil because they're not necessarily seeking.
They don't know that
seeking the adrenaline rush. They're just not.
Would you have adrenaline if there was no fear? I mean, fear is something that sort of spikes the adrenaline. So
yeah, what comes first? I guess the fear
that, and then some people
your body gives you the adrenaline to react to the fear, I suppose. That's interesting.
It's all fight, no flight.
Or although even that, all fight, no flight, maybe. I think fight is often still a reaction to the fear is the thing. It's more just no
complacency.
I mean, it's no fear in the very 90s brand definition.
It's set in the 90s.
It's set in the 90s.
You're wearing hypercolour t-shirts and no fear.
No fear with the eyes. Did it have the eye? I think I had a no fear jacket or bag or something.
I had no fear. I had Mambo. I had all those Billabong
brands. Yeah. We
had
were
all
impressionable
those
young children.
Very much so.
We wanted to be cool.
I still remember, being 10, not quite hitting puberty yet, wearing hypercolour t-shirts, and then all of a sudden when I hit puberty and all of a sudden I've got the
hypercolour
only worked when you weren't in puberty and you weren't all stinky and sweaty.
Hard upper limit on wearing hypercolour t-shirts.
Yeah. Got even worse when remember parachute pants. Fuck. They were, the big.
At least it wasn't hypercolour pants. Because
just hot in the crotch.
Just hot in the crotch. Yeah, hot in the crotch, baby. Just all these teenagers walking around with a different coloured crotch on their hypercolour pants.
They turn around, their ass that have been sitting on the whole time, also a different colour.
Oh my God. Why didn't they make... I feel like that is something they totally could have brought out without thinking about it in that era.
So I'm thinking that, all these big no fear things are happening, right?
Yeah.
But your character now just, they walk outside. They don't care that, they're not, that they got, pit stains in their hypercolour t-shirt and, their hypercolour pants are, different colours around the genital regions because they don't care anymore.
No, in fact, everyone's just wearing hypercolour suits. Jumpsuits.
If you had no fear, would you sweat through being nervous? You wouldn't.
No, you'd
still just be hot
you'd
days.
Only sweat, from actual heat and exercise, I guess. I don't know. I think we're done with hypercolored jumpsuits. That's the end of that one.
You can't go any further than that.
3, 2, 1 click.
Yep.
Scene with an SCENE.
Wind. Or we can take it as wind.
Oh.
Both spelt the same way.
Winding up a scene.
Yeah. Winding up a scene or
winding
a clock or,
right, or winding up the cable that's holding an actor from the ceiling as they fly in Peter Pan.
Yeah, as you're doing all the wire work.
Yeah, it's a VR game where you're doing the wire work on.
But you're the guy who's actually just
You're doing it on Spider-Man: Turn Off the Dark.
Oh my god! I heard a story that George Santos said that he produced that.
That's pathological.
And they came back and said he wasn't on the producing stuff.
Oh my god, that guy's just anyway.
I actually love this for a VR game. You go in and you see all the wire work stuff on the box art and all this sort of stuff.
You've got sort of wind up, you've got levers, you've got
but
sandbags.
I'm talking about like when you first see, the show and it's like showing these people on the wire work and all this sort of stuff. It's not showing you what you're doing in the actual game.
It just shows you the end result of what you need to hit.
And you realize that's actually your views. You're seeing these people from up there, like from down here, doing all the swinging. Not a single shot on the box art of you doing the wire work. Like doing, like flying around. It's like, I'm actually just doing the winching.
Oh, right. You're saying people think they're going to be up there on stage getting pulled up in the air. No.
But they're not. No, they're doing all the pulling.
They're just physically holding the rope to make sure the person doesn't fall. And if they do let go, ragdoll them.
Ragdoll them and you need another Spider-Man.
Yeah. Bring in another Spider-Man.
We killed 3
Gary
this week.
killed another one. And get that boy some gloves.
It's literally winding up a scene because it's, this is costing too much. Let's kill another one.
It's literally winding up a scene because it's the scene where Spider-Man
dies,
thwips into the air. No, it's meant to thwip into the air and go up, and you're supposed to wind him up and pull him up. But yes, then you drop him and
break his back.
Yeah, step on a crack, break Spider-Man's back.
Yeah, let's go one more.
Okay. That was a little wacky.
George Santos' Spider-Man. Turn off the dark.
Too basic here. Give it average. Oh, it's just gave me penis. Come on.
I've got the perfect word to go with that. Ultimate.
Ultimate penis showdown.
There's the ultimate showdown. Ultimate destiny.
All right, the next one I'm doing.
Okay. That was the eye can see.
Disarming.
Ultimate
Disarming.
Ultimate disarming.
Well, I mean, ultimate could just be like in the Overwatch sense of like your main attack.
Yeah.
Your powerful attack that needs to charge in some way.
I do like
disarming
that
being a factor in the gameplay of some sort. So like what sort of game?
So what if it was a game where you were kind of like Batman and not wanting to use any of the weapons, but everyone's using weapons against you. So you spend all your time like disarming and making sure that their weapons are not usable going forward.
A brawler some sort of brawler that is very much around using the weapons. Almost a bit of like, how in Super Hot you
can take the weapon off them.
Take the weapon and like throw it, you throw it in their face, and that it's very much around combat of the stolen weapons using as like bludgeoning items and projectiles without actually firing the weapons themselves. And then, your ultimate move is something that just like makes everyone drop all their weapons in the room.
You just expose yourself and they're like, ah! It's the ultimate disarming move.
You've got some sort of magnet gun or something to like yank weapon. Once they have to drop them, like it's not strong enough to pull it out of their hands, so you still have to do things to make them drop the weapons, but you've got a way to like pull them in and then throw them and then, use that one to bash someone across the head. I'm thinking VR again, maybe.
Yeah,
like I'm feeling a
that.
super hottish kind of way, but not with the slow motion and
I'm thinking of the idea of just being able to, sort of force pull a single weapon.
A single weapon, yes.
And then throw it back at them.
Yeah.
Like whiplash.
Yeah.
You sort of whip it out of their hand and just whip it back down at their head and, I think other enemies, when they are disarmed, they can actually pick up other weapons that are around on the ground.
Yeah, that's it. I think there needs to be some way for them to still be attacking. And I think your movement, though, maybe also relies on maybe you can sort of teleport close to already disarmed enemies or something like that. Or that it's not just unlimited movement, that you kind of got to strategize a bit over. Oh, I want to get over there, so I need to wait until they're reloading, or like throw a weapon at them so they drop it so they can get over there.
What if it was one of those like on the rail shooter sort of things, like a virtual cop or a time crisis or whatever? And so you're in singular locations. You can duck, you can move, and do all that sort of stuff, but you cannot move out of that position until you get to a certain time, and then it moves on to the next one. Again, I love the idea of bringing back that old style of gameplay.
Yeah, and look, I think for VR that can work very well, and I feel like a lot of VR is focused almost too much on movement, being able to move around, when VR works so well as a fixed position.
And what you could actually do is you could actually have your character is just controlling these robot arms sort of things, and, you know, using magnets to pull stuff.
Right, and they're just
back
in different locations. You sort of zap between them or something. Yeah, I mean, that could be a good way to keep that in fiction. And then it's almost a horde shooter or just on rails through these environments.
Because I'm now imagining a room in which, you know, you're pulling all the weapons over to this side of the room. Everyone turns around and starts facing this way.
Right.
And then you can quickly jump across to the other side of the room, pick up one, you know, massive, like, container and just throw it at them all. And it's like,
well, maybe that's your ultimate. Maybe your ultimate is like, oh, Nate, you can pick up something big. Like, your magnet is powered up massively. And yeah. I do like that idea of it mostly being around attracting and repelling too, actually, from a magnet point of view. Like, it's maybe not even direct control of like throwing them. It's just attract, repel. So you could even like switch that halfway through and get a bit of a curve going on on something, because you've pulled it towards you and then started repelling it that way, and then you pull it back and it's like almost boomeranging around the room.
Ooh, one arm pulls things in and the other one.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool actually.
So
repulses them.
So basically you pull in with the left and then you
switch out to the right.
And just all of a sudden you shove your right hand forward. It's like just pulling in. It's like, bang.
That'd be cool. I'd like to mess with that actually as just a mechanic in VR of one hand pulling, one hand pushing, that sort of thing. Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah, that's really kind of cool. And then you can have certain levels in which, you know, the two arms are actually already kind of broken. So
you can only, you can only
do push or you can only do pull on this one. And of course, if you pull and you've got nothing to push back, like, you've got to make sure that you can.
Well, and then maybe that's around switching to the other side. And so you end up having to like switch back and forth, pull it back this way so it hits someone on the way towards you, switch back to the other one, you know.
But that'd be fun to actually play with, you
some different
levels of where one of them is broken. Like, and these two work fine, but these two have very, very low shields, and this one over here, you know, has a big barrier in the way that sort of protects you.
Yeah, the environment stuff, you can definitely put some cool level design together to bring in some different challenges.
Yeah. Futuristic stuff.
I like that a lot.
I mean, I love VR. Like, I'm
well, and there's just so much that hasn't been explored in VR, I feel like. It's sort of ripe for.
In one part, you can take your head and throw it.
We did, yeah. Then you attract it back to you, but your view is from the head the whole time.
Oh my god, that was one of the worst ideas that we ever had. But goddamn, I laughed so much about that.
Well, I think that might be.
That is 37 minutes.
Yeah, so. We're done. We're well and truly done. So, if you would like to go to our previous episodes, if you'd like to listen to our previous episodes, go to podchaser.com/bitstorm. They're all up there. Shoot us a review as well if you listen and like it, or don't. Do it all the same.
Yeah. As they say, any publicity is good publicity. So if you like the song that we play at the start and end of each episode, that song is called Mount Defiance off of the album Containment Failure by the band Dust. Go check it out.
That's all right. So thank you again for joining us this week on Bitstorm. I'm Ben Slinger.
I'm Trevor Scott. And I'm a cunt.
Okay.